right. Alright, getting set up here. Welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our character design, and we finished one way back. Well, not finished, but we kind of decided, I decided, we're gonna go with this one and decided to flesh out more. So I had a picture in mind, in my head, to do with the character and the creature that we made. So recently I had the bird. We had the bird to start out with, and that's how the armor formed. But I didn't like the bird, so we switched it to a dragon. It's more like a snake-like creature with wings. And so I had an image in my head that I wanted to do. We're gonna do both. So this is what I ended up with right now for the scene that I pictured having. Not too sure about the hair. It might, like, this is not really a hair, it's just kind of decoration attached to the helmet. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to up it more. Doesn't look great. I mean, it's different. So we're just gonna bounce around. We're gonna do here, and we're gonna actually create a new file. We'll say fall character. So the other character is mainly gonna be like a fall theme kind of thing. Ooh, that's not what I want. Something around the mid to tone gray. So we'll set it there for now. We're gonna bring it, actually travel here so don't get mixed up. So one thing a lot of people don't maybe are aware or talk about is the psychological phase that we go through, which is when we start painting, there's a huge amount of stress, and normally I think a lot of working professionals has talked about this. And I find it quite true. When you're looking at a blank canvas, you tend to like have a lot of stress, not knowing where to go from there. And so a lot of streamers, for art anyways, you don't probably know the back end. What they're doing is they actually prepare, like they do maybe a generalization or some sketches what they want to do the next stream, and most of the time they won't talk about how they got there. Some are good enough to actually just wing it. I mean, if you got that much hours clocked in as a working professional, then you absolutely can pull that off. So what helps people get along, like get your art going, is actually do something that is somewhat finished, or somewhat finished, or sketches, or something you like doing, like that you can execute. Like some artists have certain characters with a certain pose that they do so often that they are just they can hammer it out without issue, and that's what I'm trying to get at. So what you got to do is work on something that will boost the confidence higher, because looking at blank canvas, it's quite nerve-wracking and sometimes it's just very stressful when you have a blank canvas and you have no idea what to put on the paper. A great way to do that is just start sketching or work on something that is kind of half done already. And so what we're doing is we're gonna work on this piece, which is almost done. What it does is psychologically, it's actually boosting the confidence up, and it's kind of like a warm-up, right? A lot of people before exercise, they like to warm up, and same thing with artists. When they work on something brand new, there's a huge amount of pressure, and it can kind of stagger you, I guess, when you start something more serious. And so I like to have a few paintings, actually. We can jump back to here, or this one I was also working on. This is actually more of photo bashing on top with some painting on top. There's a lot of photo on that painting itself. So we're working on this. You have not seen the zoom out part of this. Maybe keep it as a surprise, I don't know. Yeah, so we're just gonna work away on this, and then we're gonna jump back to like character design as well, just so it's we get warmed up, our brain is working. Although I've been working on this today for quite a while, actually. There was a lot of backtracking. So generally when I do these videos, or streams rather, I want to provide some kind of value into the process of making a character or even making a scene. So I want to kind of walk through kind of my take on how I execute it. Like there's artboarding, we already showed that. And then we also have blocking, and then quick line sketches that we do. And so yeah, this is one of the characters I might submit as a character design for a competition. I'm not sure if the hair should go through. We haven't really touched on that base. Maybe do have hair. So I do have a separate layer, so it doesn't matter too much if it didn't work out. So that's a good thing about digital. You can absolutely do that. I do think I like this. I'm not sure if I like the blue hair. We're gonna go ahead and play more around with this, so get a feel for if it's gonna work out. So same thing we're gonna do with the next character. I had something in mind, like a samurai looking thing, character. So this is, I would say, is my summer. Like from the beginning, I thought summer, I think of vibrant, bright colors of everything. Like sometimes that's spring, but I find it summer is quite, because the character is red, so essentially that will represent the hot weather of summer. So each character will have its corresponding colors to the season. So fall, I was thinking it could be like the blossom pink, or maybe like an orangey kind of reddish. Although this character is already red, so I may have to go with the pink side, so it's very different from the red. And so with that, the pink being the fall, we actually don't look at pink as being fall though. It's more like orange and red. But when I say pink, I'm thinking of like blossoms from Japan when it's like fall or spring. I think a lot of leaves are actually yellowy, orangey, red when they turn their colors. So actually yellow could work as well. Yellowy orange, I think, might be a good tone for fall. Oh, hey! Thanks for the raid, Sapotin Toast. Our sponsor for today. How was the matchup? Hey Lolo, what's going on? Welcome in. Welcome to the art stream. We're just working on, what are you trying today? We had the character kind of fleshed out from yesterday. So this character, we're just making a scene to kind of portray the character. And this is the character in the scene. So we have this fleshed out. I don't know what happened there. What's that line there? Ah, there it is. Thank you, Lolo. That must have been a little glitch on Wacom. Yeah, so we're gonna portray them riding the beast. We still missing the wing part. In the sketches, I actually had it along here. So this little jagged over there. How's everyone doing? Which layer am I on? So the rough sketch was on top of here. I'll show you the sketch. So this was the sketch. So the dragon was kind of very loosely done, and then the character was actually, it needed a lot of tuning. But yeah, after that it was a matter of adding it on, the layers. And you can see the changes as it goes. And then I'll set this aside. So when you're working with a sketch, you can actually adjust the opacity to maybe about 20%, and so you can kind of see the sketch. And what I did is start a new layer under the line art itself, the sketch. And once you get to a point where it's detailed enough, you can actually lose the sketch and start rendering out. So we have it here. I do like the hair when it comes, this hair part. It used to not have hair there, so I do like that hair going through. Thanks. Why you guys like it? Yeah, it's I think anyone can do it. It's just a lot of practice, I suppose. So we're gonna merge this one down before we get confused what that is. So we still have to add the wing, and we still have to flesh out the radiant part. Yeah, if you have any questions, and if you ever want to start drawing, there's always exercise you can do in order to get better. It's just rather how much dedication you want to put into it. Actually, drawing is a lot like reading if you compare the both. Because when you read it more, you learn more words, right? Same thing with drawing or illustrating, if you want to call it that. The more you draw, the more you learn about a subject, the better you get at it, and so on and so on. So when you read more, you learn more words, and if you draw more in different subjects, you actually have more, they call it visual library. So you have more understanding of subject matters, shapes, that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, you can even learn on YouTube. There's a lot of resources there, but sometimes people do need the live audio guidance. Like, I'm not an expert, but I have a lot of many years of just drawing and illustrating, so I do have that kind of knowledge. What is that from? Oh, it's from the other layer. And then there's not only are you learning to draw, you need to learn specific programs that you want to use. Now, Photoshop is quite hard to learn. A lot of people prescribe maybe using Procreate. It's a little bit more easier to handle. And then if you have like a drawing tablet, like Apple tablet, yeah, it comes with a pen. You can buy one and start drawing, and you can use Procreate to do that. Although I'm finding Apple is actually not as good because the transfer of the files is getting more and more hard amongst other devices. It used to be back in the day where Apple is universal for everything, but now like Steve Jobs gone, and now everything's kind of the way it was with Windows. And then same thing, art. There's no shortcut. Everyone wants to know the shortcut. There's no shortcut. It's just the amount of hours because if there was a keys shortcut, every university would have taught it. The only thing they know for sure is the amount of hour you have to decide to put on it. Yeah, much like sports. Actually, going back to reading the same thing. The more you read, the faster you get at it. Absolutely the same thing goes for the painting and drawing. You just get insanely fast. There are artists that they don't require a lot of strokes to portray certain subjects because they have so much knowledge around the subject. They just need a few strokes to illustrate. So we're just kind of fooling around. I'm not even sure what to do with the fin part, but yeah, we're just playing around with it. I had a fundamental stream before, and it covers the basic, the fundamentals of drawing, and that is the shape language. Understanding shape is like the foundation of drawing. Kind of like if you compare it to reading again, understanding shape is understanding your vocabulary. And then understanding, what is it? Perspective is understanding the sentence structures, and then so on and so on. And then lighting, there's lighting. But it seems like it always falls under the same kind of order when it comes to starting out. Meaning, like, if you were to learn your foundation, it always starts with your shapes and then perspective. So it actually goes together, shape and perspective, because you need to illustrate them in perspective to know what it is. So yeah, shape and perspective comes first, and then the second one is, I think it was light, because light illustrates the volume, the shape, if you will. So if you do line works and you don't have no shading, what you do with the line work is like this. Here, I'll show you. To illustrate a volume or a shape of an object with you just using lines, so you have that curve already. So if you want to illustrate a volume, shape of it, what you can do is give it a line to follow, and now it has kind of like a volume. That's the trick with the lines. So when we do line work, we gotta use the line to portray the volume. But in the end, if you want to go to that level without the line work, then you have to understand lighting, which we're doing here. It's still flat. We're gonna fix that soon. So illustrate that now. Let's say the light. Where was the light casting? Light's casting around the top left corner, shooting down. So everything, just imagine the light as spraying water down the subject. And so whatever the front of the subject gets the light. So light is, well, sunlight is mostly yellow and orange. So we'll grab from there. Now, I don't want to alter too much, so we'll go set the opacity to about 20. Now it's getting rid of some of the detail, that's fine. We'll fix that later. So if you set the opacity to a lighter, you can work your way up to the more natural lighting. And then we'll grab some of the darks. So what I did is grab this base color and then bring up the color picker. And so this is the color I picked. So you want something naturally more saturated and dark over on this side for the darker end. And great, it's at 10%. You can see the opacity is right here, 10%. So what you want to do is slowly, gradually darken the part that the sunlight is missing. Now, one other trick is you can do is use the color picker and pick in between the mixed colors and work your way in. So like this. Let's actually go 20%, a little bit faster. So because this is on separate layer, you don't have to worry too much if you kind of messed up. Zoom out here. Yeah, so we still haven't put the sunlight on to the subject in the front. We'll do that now. That's not the same color. So grab the yellow. Now, if it's too, you could always take it back, use the eraser, and you don't want to take all of it, so let's put it about 10%. The music a little bit too loud. Alright. Yeah, so something like that portrays like the volume, the shape of the snake. We'll grab the shaded part. That's a little bit too dark, eh? It's 20%, it's a little bit too harsh. We'll try to pull back a bit. Okay, so here it does show a lot of more of the volume. So if you take a look at before and after, it's kind of flat. Now it has more of a cylindrical kind of volume to it. Let's see, an overlay will be better. That didn't do good. Saturation, color. Sometimes you can fool around with the overlays. I still like this better. I may have to paint the speckles back in. We still haven't defined the speckle, how it's gonna work. I'm thinking it's kind of like hardened hair that kind of reflects the light, kind of casts a different color. So we just give that a darker tone right here on the bend, so it just portrays volume, the shape. So light goes down here, it misses. Let me just illustrate that point. Let's use about 70%. So we're saying the light comes from the left corner to down here, so it misses these points. So this point is the shaded area, but it hits this point. Something around here, it'll have a highlight of the sunlight right around here. And then these cover around this area for the cast. So sunlight should hit this frontal area. And then it should also cast for the characters, which is right there. The shadows should be right here. Hey Tam, how's it going? Welcome to the channel, the stream. If you have any questions, please, if you want to ask them, I can try my best to answer them. But today we're talking about designing, and then we're also talking a little bit about how to draw shapes to portray them. So yeah, basically you'll have to kind of sometime map where the light hits. We'll just delete this layer. Well, thank you. Can't believe I've spent all day painting this though. It's like sometimes I just on awe and how fast people paint. Oh, what layer is this? Oh, maybe our eraser is a little bit low. Yeah, 10%. Yeah, I could do that. So I just want to get rid of this part. Doesn't belong. Yeah, so today you came to character design. So what we had is we started with an artboard. So the task was to design characters based on the seasons. Fall, winter, summer, and spring. And so I had a lot of different color, gradient of colors. So we have some snow, a little bit of kind of like a summer green, dead in color, all that. And I grabbed some animals because I think I want the animals to kind of, paired up with a character. And I think that'll be kind of cool. And we were talking about design options or design formulas that we like to execute, for me anyways. So blocking and quick sketches to flush out the character design. So we were focusing on fleshing it out here, and we ended up with the dragon, which actually we started with the bird. Ooh, where's the bird? So the bird, I didn't like that. It was kind of petite. It wasn't giant, I guess big enough for me. So I was like, I want him to ride, and then it looks really huge. Or her, sorry. Then this layer is just another different painting. So we were actually working on 3 different things. So we're working on this painting, and we're also working on this painting. This was actually a photo bash. I don't know how many photos I used in this. So basically I bashed a bunch of photos on here, and then I painted it over to get the concept that I want, and we ended up with this kind of painting. But today we are jumping back and forth, but mainly focusing on character design. And so I think I've fooled around enough with the other paintings. But we'll definitely come back to it. Okay, we'll do some design. We have our artboard. So the next one I want to design is something that's similar to summer, which is fall. The color is quite similar in respect, because I found summer, maybe the more colors in summer, or that's supposed to be spring. So what I decided is the fall color should be more yellowy with orange highlights. So we're going to take the panda, and we're going to use this as our point of entry. So sometimes the artboard is not supposed to, guide you in what to paint. Sometimes it's just influence you in what kind of color to use as a color palette. I definitely like the orangey with the yellow. Okay, so the thing is, our character already has red and yellow, so we're gonna have to make the other character more of a yellow than orange. So we'll start blocking it in. We'll grab like a dark gray. So here we're just going to focus on just shape building. We're not going to focus on anything else. Got to be on brush first. That could help, yes. Hey, thank you, Tam. Thanks for joining. Sometimes painting is quite lonely, as everyone says. And sometimes I go on Twitch and find other people drawing, and I just kind of draw with them. So we got our character. We're going to just play with the shapes. Maybe he has something like this. I was thinking some kind of vine going through the character. Maybe some leaves. And maybe have it not like a dress, like maybe half. Something like that. I don't know. So because the contest is under Ross Tran, who's running the art contest, he normally draws girls. So if we're entering, I think it's safe to say we should stick with girls. Although I don't even like drawing guys too much either. So the other art competition is from Final Fantasy on DeviantArt. I have to do some research on the guidelines. Apparently, it's kind of like creating your own civilization, but using some garments that is existing already. So there's a lot of rules in that one. So we'll grab the cape to be like this. Okay, let's go with another one. So it has to be quick. So we're trying to pump out like, let's say 10. Then we'll decide from that. Oh, it's kind of lagging right now. Okay, sometimes you can fill in the negative space if you adventurous enough. So really quick drawings. So we're trying to simulate those blocks that you see on mental hospitals where they pull out those block cards like and ask you, what do you see? And that's the method we're going. I like that one the best for designing. It's Potent Toast in the house. Glad you can make it, buddy. So, okay, we'll move on. What an odd shape for a character. I agree. There's no rules in the design shapes. You know what? It could be a see-through thing, a veil, if you will. That's what I kind of was like, yeah, see-through veil. I was thinking maybe she has like a guitar, like one of those olden Chinese guitars. So see-through veil, not too sure what's inside. Covers her whole body. She kind of looks scary, actually. If I render this out. If you guys have any requests for quick painting, that's definitely allowed. I think in the last stream someone requested Demon Slayer. Maybe have it fleshed out here. Okay. Okay, next one. Let's see. Head. Well, since it's a girl, I can do like buns. The lefty. Thanks. You're amazing for being here. What's everyone doing? Just eating chips and watching me paint. Then I'm thinking making some big ass bow maybe. Like kind of what you see in Naruto. Not much of an artist. I tried doing some sketch stuff on computer and it's so much harder. Yep, it definitely needs some practice, like everything, but I'm sure anyone can do it. I was saying earlier on, it's kind of just like reading. If you're reading a difficult novel, you can definitely do it. You just have to keep trying. Everyone has different reading levels too, right? So when you begin starting to read, but everyone has to read. It's almost like not an option, but for art it's an option. So a lot of people don't have that skill because it wasn't an option. It was an option, sorry. Yeah, so if you're new here, yeah, I do illustration arts and concept arts. Mostly I like designing new characters, new scenes. And today we are designing a lot of characters within this month because I'm entering a art competition, and it's based all on characters. And luckily both contests are character designs. One is based on the season, and one is Final Fantasy. So we already have our first character, which I have built a scene around already. So girl riding the dragon with 2 kids. And I kind of want to give her wings still. We'll put it on here. Yes, this is Photoshop. Yeah, this is for a competition that I'm drawing for. Yeah. The prize is quite big, I guess. It's not like substantial, but it's quite a nice price. I think it was like $1,000 for the Final Fantasy one, with a Cintiq they will give out. So Cintiq is the one they're giving out is about $3,000 or something worth. So that's quite a big prize. So I'm thinking the wing is going to be, so on the sketch I have the wing down here actually. Well, I guess we'll follow it. So the wing is here. So I have a separate layer, so it doesn't matter. I can go messy as much as I want until this is flushed out. So this is there. We'll put on top. I think they have a judge for those. Although the one for raw straws, it might be based on audience. So the Final Fantasy one might be just on the judges, which is totally subjective, right? It could be the judges don't like that kind of style. That's fine. Like, I've seen a lot of talented artists that didn't even win. But I think it's a good opportunity just to put it out there. Oh, wrong layer. I don't know if it was something that like we had vote for online or something. I don't think I read anything where it's you vote online for the painting. They said something about like the first 25 who made it in for the top 25. They're not that stingy on, but I'm not sure if it's voted by the public. Whoa, what happened? Did it freeze? Whoops. Oh, look, what are these? Oh, something just happened. So, great thing about Photoshop, it has a safety measure where it saves if it all of a sudden grabs out. So these are all recovered, but I don't think they recovered all of it. Like, I think it was delayed by maybe 5-10 minutes. So we're missing that wing still again. But there's nothing else. Like, this wasn't saved at all. Not this one. This wasn't saved at all. Save that now. Follow character. But it only saves like 10 minutes intervals. So we still got our artboard. I think that's all we had open, right? I gotta save this again. We'll put that here. Not as recovered, we'll just replace it. Alright, I guess we'll go back to the design of the characters. I just want to hammer out like 10 of these, and then we'll move back to the character scenery with the dragon. So that's fleshed out. Now we'll move on to the next. So funny, all these pages open up. Let me just get rid of these. They all say the same thing. Report status 404. Huh, that's funny. Okay, and we'll move on to a different shape. So I like this part. Maybe her hair comes down or something. Like a ponytail here. Okay, next shape. This is a different brush. So this brush is a default brush that comes in Photoshop, and it's called the chalk brush. Now the chalk brush, I sometimes go use it for mostly mountains and kind of like a forestry. Reason being because it kind of creates this texture, which is interesting. As you paint and layer it on top, it kind of looks interesting when it comes to giving you extra grit on your paintings. So we'll put her face like this. I kind of want this girl to, let's get this a little bit tighter. Kind of want this girl to be like a bang kind of finish. I'm thinking like Empress kind of look. She's happy, see? Do you have like a pad, or do you use a mouse? Oh, I have a Wacom tablet. So it's a pen, comes with a pen. Basically, when I was doing traditional medium, you can look at the paper and draw, right? But this one, you have to look at the monitor and align align it with your hands. And so that was uncomfortable for the longest time. And I think it took me around 3 to 4 months to really get used to it. And my level of drawing was like back to like grade 2 when I first started to moving to digital. Yeah, it was horrific. But paid off. Like, I saved so much resource. Yeah, it is weird. I gotta say, like, if you can have the money and buy a Cintiq instead, which kind of like, it's like a regular tablet. You look at where your hand is and you draw. But that is quite pricey. Yeah, but you just have to justify if you're actually into it, right? I think if you're just starting out and still wondering, I think just getting a normal like Samsung regular tablet, just like a touchpad tablet kind of thing, and just use like programs like Procreate or Artflow, you can kind of get a sense if you're into it or not. And so you don't have to invest that much money as well. Same thing with my friend buddies, and they're asking what's the best approach for their kids if they were drawing. And I would say test them out first, like give them a drawing book and see if they can fill it up for a whole month. Like, can they go through a whole booklet with mountains and mountains of drawing in 1 month? And I think that's a good engagement. Like, if they can do that and then, or do even more, then yeah, you should probably look into getting them a tablet. You're going broke from paper? Yeah, and then get them tablet. It doesn't even have to be an expensive one. Although I find Apple might be the best one in touch tablets, but that might be too pricey. Samsung's not bad too, so I would just go with Samsung. It's like $400, right? 400 or 300. So we just have a normal kimono kind of thing. I wonder if I can trip it up and make it a little bit more different. How about just give her armor on the dress? Everything looks cool with armor. Super fun to watch. I'm gonna get some sleep though. Maybe catch you again later another time. Yeah, man. I'll be here. I posted my schedules on the about page, so if you want to give that a look. I forget my next schedule. I think it was Thursday at 8 p.m. Yeah, today was late. Like, I was trying to plan when it was a good time, and I came up with 10, which actually everyone's sleeping now. Yeah, thanks. We'll see you, Lefty. Are you Lefty? Grab that hand. Kind of looks vanilla. You're a lefty? Nice. Actually, in art college, they made me use my left hand. And surprisingly, I was better at left hand than I was on right hand. But I went way, way slower. It was something to do with making us think more. That's why they made us use our left hand instead. Alright, good night. Oh, I'm taking too long on this girl, aren't I? Jeez, it's supposed to be a sketch. Go fast, go fast. And probably put a dress there. Yeah, definitely. It's like every ink mark I was like, oh, very slow. Yeah, we'll see ya. Have a good night. Yeah, a lot of people think they can't use the left hand, but they can. They just go slower, and it's awkward. Sometimes I I try to use my utensils with left hand and right hand at the same time. And my parents would look at me like, what are you doing? It's like, you can use your left hand? I'm like, yeah. They were even more impressed when I was using chopstick with my left hand and using chopstick with my right hand. I was actually surprised I could do that too. I was just wondering at that one time. Dang, Lion, when I heard you did art stream, I figured you were a good artist, but the sketches you are creating in an instant is amazing. Well, Thank you. But they are very loose, so this is just for design-wise. I had a few that I did when I was starting out this method, and it went horribly. And I convinced myself this is how they do it in the studio, so I must learn this way. So I did it, and it's freaking great doing these quick sketches with the block. And sometimes it's good to mix different methods just because it makes you think more. I think that's hence why they made us use our left hand, is to make us think more and just slow down, I guess. And so when we try new methods, that's exactly the same thing that we're doing. Okay, I want this girl to be more grand. Do you have JRPG music playing in the background? I can't put my thumb on what it is. Is it Final Fantasy? No. You must be an oldie. This is Chrono Trigger. Yeah, I've been collecting a lot of game music, movie music, soundtracks. I apparently did some experiments with myself when I play like lyric music and orchestra and just instrumental music. I tend to work a little bit better and more creative. Sometimes I do mix in like the singing lyrics. Now you're ashamed you didn't get that right? It's okay. It's okay. Oh, there's one that I really like still. You remember what the scene is from? In Chrono Trigger? I mean, yeah, Chrono Trigger. That's a test. Let's test that shit out. Oh, my bad. I thought it was kind of loud already. Any idea where this is from? Which scene? You still don't know? Oh, it's almost 11. I have to go to sleep soon. Airship, no. You are wrong. You are not a fan. Alright. Any last guess? I got 2 minutes before I head on out here. Gotta save this work. Save. Maybe tomorrow or Thursday when I'm casting again. Okay, I think I'll raid someone that's on my list here. See if this works. Raid now!
Hold on, I got Yokai.
Airbags, go start. Okay.
Welcome, Raiders. Hello.
Imagine_Lion raided my stream with 16 viewers.
It is some epic raid music, isn't? Imagine Lion, welcome in, and thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hold on, let's quickly switch screens here to our just chatting screen. Holy smokes. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, that's a huge 17 million viewer raid right there. Imagine Lion, how was your stream? Thank you so much for coming in today. Welcome in, everybody. We're playing some Phasmophobia right now, so we're just determining some ghosts, and we know it's a yokai. Feel free to ask questions along the way. My name is Orin Spector, and we play scary indie horror games. Chevelle Gaming, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, if you don't know what Phasmophobia is, it's a ghost hunting game where you have to go into a house. You're kind of like Ghostbusters. You just got to determine what the ghost is, and then they skedaddle. You don't actually deal with the actual ghost itself. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the shoutouts, guys. I really appreciate it. Our awesome mod squad. Great, have a good stream. Excellent. And you're doing art. Imagine Lion, I saw you the other day actually just doing some art on your stream. It was a male character. It was like a drawing sketch stage. This game scares the crap out of me. I can't watch a stream. Subpotent Toast, don't worry about it. We're here for the laughs and the memes half the time anyway. We don't take it too seriously, although sometimes I get a little sweaty when I play. The Lefty, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. So yeah, we're just doing some, we're playing with some other players right now. We're playing with Azu Raven and Candy at the moment, and we do have an open stream right now if anybody wants to join in. Yeah, it's done. The character, you finished the character. That's amazing. We have to see. The Lefty, those are amazing emojis. I never can even beat the first stage. Oh, of this game? Yeah, it can be a little overwhelming at first trying to learn it. It's very scary. Even like the training tutorial can be quite crazy. But you kind of get like desensitized to it after a little while. Once you start learning the mechanics of the game, and the types of ghosts and the different gear. So, let's get back into it. We know it's a yokai. We've already figured out the evidence type for this particular ghost, so you guys are going to get a fresh match very, very soon. I think we got our bonus objectives except for Motion Sense, but let's not worry about that. Okay, guys, thanks for waiting.